Oh, what one, baby girl?
Don't baby girl me. How many of your groupies you call baby girl? Is Tisha a baby girl? Is Amanda a baby girl too? And who the hell is Bonquisha? Is that even a name?
Man, I can't
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sharane's, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Sharane's World. Good morning. I know it's Sunday and it's early. Let's get into it. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, just coming in for them clubs, some bars, some shingdings, whatever it is that you're doing. Sharane World is here making sure you're not coming home or laying up next to no domestic violence or a narcissistic man up out here in these streets right here in Boone County, Binghamton, New York. Let's go. Yeah, it's that early morning Sunday awareness. Don't be bringing no narcissists back. And if you're actively in a situation, please get the tools. Welcome, everybody. Let's go. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sharane's World. Let's go. Good morning to all my victims, my survivors, my thrivers, or anybody that's out there that just want to educate yourself. And you already know, let's welcome all you narcissistic men and women up out here in these streets in Binghamton. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. It's early in the morning. It's that early morning awareness. You know why? Because them narcissists and them DV people, male and female, is just getting home from them clubs, them bars, and them shingdings and them after hour spots. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they absolutely are. And, some people are actively in these situations right now. They're dealing with somebody domestic or narcissistic, and they're coming home from them clubs and bars and shingdings. So if your significant other is a narcissist or a domestic and they went out and you stayed home, just know they was out there mingling with them supplies. Okay? Oh, absolutely. So good morning, everybody. It's that Sunday early morning awareness with Sharane. We're right here on YouTube, everybody. Listen, make sure y'all stay safe out there. Make sure y'all get the goals, the tools, whatever it is that you need for you to be able to move past whatever stage that you're stuck in. Okay? Because everybody is stuck in a particular stage. And the whole goal is for you to break that cycle. You should not be coming home with anybody that you just met in them clubs and them bars and them shindigs, ladies and gentlemen. No, 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 no. Especially if you're out there singling, if you're single and you're mingling. Okay? So if you're single and you're out there mingling and you're going to them clubs and them bars and them shindigs up in Binghamton and Boone County, anywhere within Boone County, any event, any shindig, please make sure that you ain't going to no narcissist house. Please make sure that they not going to your house. And please make sure you don't get in their car because you don't know who their car is registered to, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know what you're walking yourself into. They will lie to you through the skin of your teeth. Now you have to start looking at these people like, is this all registered to you? Like, yeah, it's yours, but is them plates yours? Do I gotta worry about somebody popping out the woodwork? Do I gotta worry about other supplies? Because these narcissists is not gonna tell you that. You're gonna think everything is peachy and cream because they're gonna come outside, they're gonna be put together, they're gonna have nice shoes. Like my narcissistic ex has to shop for every event. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta come outside with every new shoe, every new pants, every something. They gotta look good to get out there for their supplies, okay? That's how they get their supplies. Besides them being online on chat lines and dating websites and things like that, that's how they get their supplies. They go in them clubs and them bars and them shindigs. I'm telling you that because I know that for a fact. Because like I said, I got my answers. My narcissistic ex told me everything, and like I said, he expected me to still stay. But no, this is why I'm coming to you guys, letting you guys know. They're in them clubs, they're in them bars, and are in them shindigs, and they're lurking for new supply. So it is Sunday, and it's early morning awareness, and I know everybody in Binghamton is just coming in for them shindigs. So make sure that y'all not laying up next to no narcissist, or you're not getting in nobody's car, okay? Just make sure that's what you're not doing because you don't know who car you're hopping in that is registered to. It can be the narcissist's car, but you don't know who them plates belong to, ladies and gentlemen. You just don't know because they have multiple supplies in the cut, okay? And they come to you and they look like they're good and they look like they got it going on and they will have every lie in the book. They will make it seem like they're working. They will make it seem like it's all. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that Sunday early awareness. Make sure when y'all coming in for them after hour spots, them clubs and bars and shindigs, you're not laying up next to no narcissist and somebody that got domestic violence tendencies that got their cars registered to other females. And make sure that them supplies is not popping up. So when that narcissist or that DV person is going down them stairs and telling you, oh, I'll be right back, make time. When you hear those excuses all the times, ladies and gentlemen, it should be a red flag to you. Okay? So you and what you're going through, ladies and gentlemen. Like, because in Binghamton, y'all people is whack. And let me tell you something. It's all about the awareness, ladies and gentlemen. It's helping each other. All right? Each one teach one. It's helping each other. It's not laughing about somebody's situation. It's not laughing about, oh, this person went through that. It's not trying to help that person and then talk about them behind their back because this is not what victims need to go through. And this is why a lot of people get stuck in these situations. So, ladies and gentlemen, please don't come home to no narcissist. All right. And this is how you're going to know. They're going to love bomb you in them clubs. All right. They're going to try to tell you they single. Their social media profile is going to say they single. But in the cut, they have somebody that they're not saying they're single to. They have somebody that they're probably giving a ring to, but they have somebody that they're doing all of that to and lying to. Like me, for a perfect example, my narcissistic ex told me a whole bunch of lies. He couldn't come to me with most of the truth until after a while, once he started to notice that I was going to just leave. Then I started getting all the truth, and everything just started adding up. You start connecting the dots. That's when your third eye starts waking up. But there's a lot of people that's out in Binghamton that their third eye is not open because they too stuck in them clubs and them bars and them shindigs every day. And they're stuck. Or they up in somebody's face. They talking about somebody. They doing something wrong. And y'all not healed out here. And I'm not saying everybody. It's just a small percentage of people that is. Because then the rest is toxic. See, people go through domestic violence and they go through narcissistic abuse and they go through toxic relationships and they don't fully heal. But then they walk up around, in these streets in Binghamton and Broome County and they're saying they're healed, but they're so toxic. A lot of these females walk around with half of their body showing and doing all these things that would make them look bad out in the streets because they feel like, I don't care what people think or feel about me, but people do judge you when you walk out these doors, whether you got that mentality or not. So yeah, it's a lot of females that do that, but then they come on these internets or they talk amongst each other, talking about they need a Mr. Six Figure and they need somebody that got this and somebody that got that. But when you look at that female, you don't even have that. Okay? You don't even have that. So what you need, that doesn't match up. That's like going in a bank and you pulling out a car like these narcissists, and you pulling out these BMWs, and you pulling out these foreign cars that you know your income don't match up to that. But you just trying to keep up with the Joneses. So now you get that car and you can't really maintain that car. You understand what I'm saying? So these females out here, they walk around with their body showing, they talk nasty, they act nasty, they move nasty, and they talk about their hill and they've been through this and they've been through that. So that's the reason why they gotta act like that. No, sweetheart, you don't gotta come out and act like that. That's not hill. Because let me tell you something. If you sit down with somebody like me or another male or any female out there that really healed, that really been through some stuff, that really been through some stuff and really healed and that operates a little differently, you'll see the big difference of someone that healed and someone that's not healed. Okay? Because these unhealed toxic women and these unhealed toxic men operate like demons and clown shit shows. And as for me, as a pen mentor survivor, I'm up here trying to give you guys the awareness so you guys can understand what's going on and going wrong in these streets in Binghamton. So you guys can get the tools that you need so you can put it in your pocket and you can understand to witness the red flags and what's going on. Start questioning these people when you're meeting them. It's listen, they're gonna come to you and they're gonna have the car. They're gonna come to you and they're gonna have the apartment. They're gonna come to you looking like they're put together. But in all reality, and the inside, they are spoiled, they are rotten, and they have mental issues, and they have situations and domestic things going on and going wrong. And they have issues, deep personal issues that they have to take care of that nobody else in this world could take care but they own self. You see how victims can get up like me? You know, I'm not a victim anymore, but when I was a victim, I was able to get up, get counseling, get help, get to thriving, surviving, and all of this. And listen, I'm able to overcome these situations. Them deviant narcissistic people is not. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe when y'all trying to be going to these clubs and these bars and these shindigs out here in Broome County. All right. And just make sure y'all not coming home with no narcissist. All right? Start doing your research on them. Start understanding who is you operating with. Because I know my narcissistic ex don't give you the real name. Right? He don't give you his real name. He don't operate around the real name unless you physically figure out how to put him on papers and then you get his real name. You understand what I'm saying? But if a police was to pull him over, they're not running his name to, they roll that window down and then they figure out who's behind the wheel. They're pulling up whoever was registered and insure that car. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's another reason why on Sharane World, you're always going to hear me say this. And I said this from day one. Do not be registering and putting car insurance on no car for nobody that's treating you like shit up in these streets. If they treating you like trash, you should not be registering nothing. I don't care how much sweet talk they give you. I don't care how much they do. You do not give in. That is what they want so they can ride around in that car with multiple supplies. And then now you trying to figure out how are they paying for car insurance? If your income don't match up to this car and you struggling to pay for car payments, how the hell is you paying for car insurance up out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, you gotta make that make sense. So tell me again. Let me ask that question real quick. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen out here in Boone County and Binghamton and the surrounding areas, and no matter where you're located, but just listen to this. If you're struggling to pay car payments to the bank and you have no income, how is that person paying car insurance? Yeah, got a little quiet. Probably had to make that think for a second. How? How are they paying car insurance? Who's paying that? You ever seen them pay car insurance? You ever seen the car insurance? Because I remember that time my narcissistic ex sent me over the car insurance, and I was like, whoa, because he thought he was getting beat in the head. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay focused. All right, stay focused. When you're going to these clubs and bars and shingling, stay focused. There's nothing wrong with going out, but there's something wrong when you're coming home to somebody that you don't even know about here in the streets. Because they in them clubs and them bars and them shinglings, and they lurk for their supply in them clubs and them bars and them shinglings. And this is the thing. Everybody is scared, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Everybody is scared to approach any topic when it comes to domestic violence up out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody is scared. So if you're watching this video right now, we are live on YouTube. Hit the like button. If you're watching this video on my support group page, hit the like button, hit the heart button, whatever. If you're watching this on my main page, hit the like button, hit the heart button, share this video, everybody. Because at the end of the day, you don't know who's going through something. It could be you, your family member, your cousin, your grandpa, your dad, somebody. Because men go through it too. And you never know. By you liking and sharing it, it can help somebody else out up in these streets. Too many victims out here in Binghamton and Broome County. It's too many. It's too many people that's silent. And this is why we got to have that conversation. And Sharane World is going to keep bringing that conversation to everybody start getting alerted, to everyone start understanding what is domestic violence and narcissistic abuse relationships. Because there is a lot of people that's out there right now walking amongst us in this city that are dealing with somebody that has narcissistic personality disorder. Okay? There is somebody, listen, they're walking amongst us. Anytime I go into the store, and I don't just diagnose people because you can't. I'm not a licensed therapist. Okay? And you just can't either. But let me tell you something. Here's what you can see. You can see the traits, you can see the signs, and you can see what you're in. But here's what's not going to happen. They're not going to go and get help. Now, if this person comes out and tell you, listen, I'm a narcissist, X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't get into it. Don't deal with anybody that got narcissistic traits or personality disorders. You're setting yourself up for a big, big disaster. And I keep telling y'all, there's no cure to that. The only cure is going to a counselor. And that's not even curing their personal, you know, personality disorders. Because they got multiple. You don't know which one you're gonna deal with. See, when you're dealing with a narcissist that has domestic violence tendencies, it's like dealing with a Gemini. They're all Gemini. It's like that two-faced it. And not to call anybody out that's a Gemini, but I'm just saying. You just don't know who you is gonna get for the day, for the night, for the minute, for the second. If something went wrong for them, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay focused in Binghamton. It's a lot of help out here. It is. But when y'all go to them clubs and them bars and them shingdings, like all the time, every time, yeah. Men, you is not gonna find your wife up in them clubs and them bars and them shingdings every day, every weekend, at somebody's event all the time. That ain't got nothing good coming out that event. They're always in somebody's house, somebody's face, somebody's business, somebody's the op on the internet, fighting, loudmouth. Their cribs be looking trash, like they don't like to clean. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But they're always in some shame thing. They don't be up at them schools. They don't go to the supermarkets, you know, to do grocery shopping. And we're not talking about everybody, because everybody is not like that. There's a small percentage of people out here And if you fit in that small percentage, then round of applause for us because we go to them schools, we go to them supermarkets, we make sure that everything is copacetic in our homes. But to them narcissistic and them domestic violence people out there in them streets, they don't. They too domestic in their head. You understand? They too domestic. And a narcissist, male or female, will play like they don't like drama. They will play like they're not into drama. They will play like they're not into none of that whatever it is. But in all reality, they're into it. Just watch them. They're into a lot of drama. Perfect example. I remember Valentine's Day of 2025. The narcissist came in with his head bust. And y'all know what that means. He went out to a club, a bar, or a shindig. You know, he came back. I spoke about this story on my YouTube channel in the beginning when I first started. So I'm just running this back, you know, not extra, just like, I'm just running it back a little bit, giving snippets. The narcissist then came in with his head buzz. Um, yeah. And now you gotta sit there and take care of somebody because they got their head buzz. Like what? You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that they do out here in these streets, and you gotta be careful. And this is why I say, don't be out here dealing with this type of toxic mess. I done seen stories where females or males, but females could be sitting in a car with another dude, you know what I'm saying, with the dude that they're with, and out of nowhere, gunshots is going on because the dude was the target. And you was just there having a good time. And now you're not here no more due to the fact that you're dealing with a dude that you don't even know. Y'all don't do your research on. A lot of women going on the live behind those type of situations. Y'all gotta be careful out here in these streets on who you messing with. Because I tell you this, when I was going through my stuff, the narcissist would say, "Oh, I'm gonna bash your car windows out. I'm gonna do something to your car." And I always used to tell, the advocates or the police, like, listen, he's saying he gonna do this to my car. He's saying he gonna do that to my car. You know, my car was already in an accident, so like y'all already have the pictures, the photos, and things of what my car looked like. So if anything happens to my car extra, you already know who did it. You know, he would say things like that. He would say evil things, and then he would say nice things and cry about it, of trying to get me to feel bad. But then there would be times that you will give in. And I'm telling y'all, I've been around the bush. I'm coming to y'all as a parent mentor, survivor advocate, giving y'all awareness. But Sharane will been around the bush multiple times. That I could be able to come up here and talk about it. You know, he would do all those type of things. You'll go back and forth, run back and forth, sit in the car, go to the house, cry, make up, whatever. But then you'll try to see if they change. A month or two go by, you'll be love bombed. But then nothing would change because they will still do the same mess. It's just they're gonna figure out how to do it more better. See, the difference with me is that, in Binghamton, these girls out here is hot. And I'm not saying everybody, but these girls and these men out here is hot. So they're in every club and every bar and every shindig and everybody face. Everybody know each other and whoop-de woo, right? But for me, I'm not in the clubs. I'm not in the bars. I'm not in them shindigs. I'm just not into that type of stuff. I could pop out when I want to, but I just choose not to because it's the type of energy, the atmosphere. I'm an empath. I'm just different. I like my quiet time. I like my peace. I'm a Capricorn, a January one. Shout out to Martin Luther King. We got the same birthday. you know? And so I'm just different. Like I can't take that bad energy. I like my own personal space, my own peace. I don't like all that alcohol drinking. I just, it's nothing wrong with your little bit of ganja or whatever the case may be. But all that other extra stuff that I be hearing that these females in Binghamton be doing, like they be doing that, you know, that, that other stuff, that the narcissist, that street pharmacist stuff, they be doing that other stuff when they be looking normal. Okay. And that's not cool either. So this is what I'm saying. Y'all gotta stay focused. Get the tools. Understand what's going on. Understand what's going wrong. Nobody else is gonna have this conversation up out here. Nobody else is gonna come forward. Everybody got a story. Everybody got something to say, but everybody ain't healed, and everybody's just toxic. And like I said, when you come out and you start talking about people's kids, or you get on the internet and you be toxic and everything, that's just not cool. You're not healed. To me, you're not healed. Maybe to yourself. But to me, and to maybe a real survivor up out there in them streets, they're gonna know. They're gonna be like, that person is not healed at all, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so it is Sunday, and make sure that y'all pay attention in these clubs and these bars and these shindigs in Binghamton. There's nothing wrong with you going out. We're having a good time, but I tell you this much: they think they on loving hip hop and baddies. Okay, and it makes it harder for people that do want to come out to kind of enjoy themselves because they got to come out and eventually see the toxicness that goes on and go wrong, right? Everybody don't know how to really have a good time all the time. There's always something toxic going on and going wrong, right? It's not like back in the day, like, you know what I'm saying? So listen, y'all stay safe in Binghamton. I'm telling y'all, the talk is here. Y'all check out my radio show. If you here and you located in Boone County, check out my radio show every Friday. I go live on the air, ladies and gentlemen. Not no YouTube. I go live on the air on the radio station on a WBZY 99.5. So if you are in Binghamton and also the surrounding areas of Binghamton, turn on your radio every Friday. Okay? All right? You can start at 5 p.m. to watch the Wuku Watch Us Change Us radio. That's on a WBZY 99.5. They come on at 5 p.m. And then you could tune right on into Sharane's World radio show at 6 p.m. on the WBZY 99.5, the Bundy Museum radio station. Okay? Let's go. So it's all about awareness. We got to wake this town up. Everybody got to be woken up. All you men, start speaking up. Stop taking this bad juju negative energy. And here we go. We're going to get into this real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, yes. If you're watching, hit the like button. Come on in. Don't be a Bush's watcher. Like the video, no matter where you at. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all save y'all receipts. If you know you're in some sticky situation and you're dealing with a sticky situation, one of these type of narcissistic females up out here in these streets, because it's a lot of men, and we gotta have the conversation, you know. But there's a lot of men that are dealing with toxic and narcissistic women and abusive women. And y'all know the type of men I advocate for. So there are men that are out there that's taking care of their kids, not putting their hands on women, not screaming, not doing none of that, but they're trying to figure out how can they continue to be able to take care of their kid, not be in this particular relationship. It's making it hard for them. They're stressing out. It's just a lot that they have to deal with because they're dealing with a toxic female. You understand? I want to make it harder for them because they're mad because they're toxic and this person figured out they're toxic and don't want to deal with it and probably tried to save the relationship multiple times and realize it's not it. So now they just realize maybe we should just work it out on the kid and then they move on. But then you got a narcissistic female in the cut that's not. Okay. And they're going to make it harder for that man to be able to see their kid or to do whatever. They're going to lie. They're going to do whatever it is in the book. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Because I see y'all out there, y'all narcissistic females. Y'all there. I see y'all. I've had conversations with some before, and just speaking in a lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't like that. I don't like stuff like that, especially if there's a person, a male or female, that's trying to really take care of their kid, because it could go the opposite way too. The dad can have custody and the mom is, doing whatever they can. You know what I'm saying? And and the dad could be spiteful or whatever. So it could go both ways. But ladies and gentlemen, we already know. Start saving your receipts. Start meeting these people on camera. Do not interact with them in a negative way. Keep it short and simple. Always have a backup person that can back up everything you're saying. Try to keep everything through texting if you can. Try to keep everything audio recorded. That is the best way too. And do not antagonize and feed into what they're saying to you, because this is how they operate. They want you to feed off what they're telling you so you can react, and then boom. Now they walk into the judge with a reaction video of you finally reacting. No. So men and women, especially my men, please pay attention to that, because that's what they want to do to you. If you really want to get your kid and things like that, and you're going through something like that, I'm telling you, I've been there. I have sole custody of my son. So I'm telling you right now, okay? Please think about the child. Okay? Think about the child, because that's what the judges and that's what the lawyers is going to be thinking about. They're not going to be thinking about your funky relationship with mom and, or dad or whatever. And especially if y'all can't communicate, they're going to think about the kid. So for you to get ahead of the game and you look like the bigger person, and make that mom or dad look like the bad person at court, is for you to come in with all your evidence of you not reacting to that mess. You not feeding into that mess. You're just screenshotting and that's it. You understand what I'm saying? You don't feed into none of these people mess up out here in the streets. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And if you really need someone to talk to, reach out to a licensed lawyer. There's lawyers out there, child lawyers, family lawyers that you could get in contact with. They're there. All right. Free lawyers, free consultations, whatever it is, reach out to the legal aid. You understand what I'm saying? Or if you have the funds, then get you a lawyer. You know what I mean? Because it is real out here in the streets, and we have to have the conversation until we see things kind of change around here. All right. That is the goal in Binghamton. We have to. See, I stay focused on a Sunday. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate you all. Because, like I said, it's real. It is absolutely real up in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all stay focused in Binghamton. Because I already know they're in them clubs, some bars, some things. They're everywhere on a Sunday. They are lurking. And please make sure you're not coming home to no narcissists. All right? Make sure they're not domestic violence. Do your background checking with people. Like I said, everybody has a past. So don't just walk around, oh, you got a past. Everybody has one, but it's also how they operate. And it's also how they come out from situations. Are they healed? Are they still dwelling on it? Are they still toxic? Are they still showing signs of toxicness? Because if so, they're not healed fully. They need some more healing. So don't judge somebody because they have a past. It's all about, did they heal? Are they moving differently? Did they change, the situation? So ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay focused. And welcome to Sharane's World. Right here on YouTube. I appreciate you all. Stay blessed on a Sunday morning. Make sure y'all not waking up to no narcissists out here in the streets in Binghamton. So, no woman, no man, nobody deserves to be treated like trash. Every relationship is not perfect, and I'm no relationship expert, but I sure know you should not be treated with domestic violence, and you should not be treated with narcissistic abuse or anything toxic. You should put boundaries on it, ladies and gentlemen. Boundaries. If they can't respect your boundaries, then they gotta go. If they hit you one time, they'll do it again. So don't take them gifts. Don't take them sorries. Too many sorries. That's too many times that you've letting them see how much you can take of their toxicness. Stop going in that clown circus show. Get up out of there. Too many supplies. Too much anger. Too much demon eyes. It's like you're feeding another child. Stop registering your cars and people names that you're not even legally married to. That's number one. Number two, I don't care what bimbo jabbo mess they feed you, because that's what they feed you to get what they want. Remember, that's your name. That's your life. That's you. And remember, they do street pharmacist activities up in these streets. I stay focused. They have multiple supplies in and out. And getting ready to figure out how they're going to get their week started. Because remember, the first came in, whatever the case may be. So they trying to figure it out. On who they going to use for their supply. See, I stay focused out here in Binghamton. And if you need a peer mentor survivor, Sharane World is here, right here located in Binghamton and all the surrounding areas. Just reach out. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Yes, it feels good to be blessed. You know, on a Sunday, you know, the other Sundays, used to wake up sad. Not anymore. Yeah, I stay blessed in Binghamton, man. It's all about peaceful. It's all about the awareness. And I appreciate you all if you made it to the end of this video. Reach out to 911 if you need to. They're there. Licensed advocates out there. They're there. It's peer mentor survivors out there. We're here. Gotta have this talk in Binghamton. Y'all stay focused. I'm out of here. Thank you.
You got a long way to go. Rock with me now.